What up, people? I am back. It's been about a week and a half. I haven't made a video since I did the drawing for my contest entry or contest winner. Again, congratulations to Big Block Blu-ray. He recently just made a video of what he bought with that gift card. So go check him out. Definitely a good guy. I'll leave his link on the bottom. Here's a little plug for him. He is having a contest as well. You got a little bit more time to enter into the contest. He's giving away a steel book, and if he gets more subscribers, if he gets 200, I'm pretty sure he's close to it, but if he gets 200 subscribers, he's going to add a second prize into it, so you have a better chance of winning. So definitely check that out. I'll leave that in the link. But I was watching his video, and he called me out, and he said, you know what, I haven't seen a video from you in a while. And yes, I have been gone for a while. I apologize. It's probably been like a week and a half. Just really haven't had the time. I've been busy, and I also just haven't had the money to really pick up anything. But I'll make up for it now. The last time I did anything showing off most of my Blu-ray collection, it was in February, and I showed off what I had. Since then, I have done like little reviews here and there, or DVD update, or Blu-ray updates, my bad. But I really haven't shown everything that I got. I selected a few to show off. So what I'm going to do is show off what I've gotten from February till now. Now being the end of April, I'll show off what I've gotten. So I have gotten 2 DVDs in the process, and those, well, they're more seasons, I guess you want to call it. The Walking Dead Season 3 and American Horror Story Season 1. I got these on DVD. I was looking, and the Walking Dead Season 3 is still a good amount of money on Blu-ray, so one of my buddies was selling that. I got it for cheap, so maybe if the price comes down, I'll upgrade it to Blu-ray and then sell that off, but until then, I'll keep those. These two, I bought these 2 Blu-rays yesterday. These were some of the recent pickups that I got. So this one kind of reminds me, or in my mind, is like a Paranormal Activity meets like a Devil Inside or Drag Me to Hell kind of deal. It's alright. It stars Zach Gilford and Allison Miller. That's Devil's Due. It's alright. It's nowadays most of the horror movies that come out, they kind of mesh into each other. Like if you seen one, you've seen them all kind of deal. This one has, like I said, it's like Paranormal Activity because half the movie is taped on a video camera. These two people get married. They have that on tape. They end up going on their honeymoon to this island, or I forget exactly where they went, but they went somewhere on their honeymoon. The one night they ended up getting drunk, and they ended up being taken to this like ritual or something. They have no idea because they're like blacked out drunk kind of deal. They end up coming home, and at one point the wife says, you know what, I'm pregnant. Even though they've been doing the birth control thing, they're trying to wait on a baby, she ends up getting pregnant. And then throughout the movie, just strange things starts happening. She ends up acting different. There's people that are it's just, I don't want to give too much away. Don't go too crazy watching this movie or trying to find this movie or having to watch it. If you can find it in a Redbox or whatever, it's worth a rent, definitely, but it's not too crazy. This one here, I liked. This one came out yesterday as well, and that's The Legend of Hercules 3D. This one has a 2D and 3D. I don't own a 3D player or a 3D TV. I never really got into the whole 3D aspect, but it's definitely a watch. He has to pretty much overthrow his, I guess you would call him, stepfather kind of deal. I don't want to go into too much depth. I know it's a little bit different than, well, I've going off of watching Hercules, the Disney version, and Hercules with Kevin Sorbo. This one is totally a little bit different. like a different storyline. I don't know exactly how it goes, but it's a good movie. It's definitely a watch, worth a watch. The scenes in it are good. The graphics are good, and the whole storyline behind it is definitely worth a watch. So out of those two, I'd definitely say watch Hercules. Most of these here now I'm going to show off. Some of them I have done a review for, which I'll just skim through what I have, and other ones I haven't, so maybe I'll talk about them, but I don't want to make this video like 10 years long. So for those who have watched some of my videos, I had that Disney Movie Club that I joined, but I also have Disney Movie Rewards, two different things, but kind of run into each other kind of deal. Well, these here, Disney Movie Rewards, if you get Disney movies or anything affiliated with Disney, they give you a little code inside. You put in the code, you get these points, and then put whatever points you add up, you can get movies. So these 4 titles here are the ones I got from the Movie Rewards. I recently picked up a Disney's Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey, which one is alright. I've done a review on this one, Secretariat, I got. And this one I also did a review on, and that's The Princess and the Frog. This one I got last week, and it's alright. This one's a little bit more geared towards kids. I mean, all these are geared towards kids, but this one is like a little bit too kiddie for me, I guess you want to call it, and that's Winnie the Pooh. I enjoyed the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I still do. At my age, yes, laugh at me if you want. But this one is a little bit too kiddish. Not that it's a bad one, but it's just a little bit too. I was watching them like, wow, I feel way too old to watch this movie. But I got it. It was free, so Winnie the Pooh. Disney's Winnie the Pooh. And also, I did make a video for these, and these are the ones I got from the Disney Movie Club. I'd say sign up for it. Only thing you really have to do is you have to buy 4 at a regular club price or whatever, and they range from $20 to $30. You have to do that in 2 years, so that's the only downfall, I guess, if it is a downfall. But when you first sign up, you get movies for cheap. I got these movies here, like I said in the one video, for $21. This one, The Prince of Narnia, or Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. This one I upgraded. I got heavyweights. This one I watched, and it has like an hour and a half of extra features that they didn't have on the DVD. So I was glad I got this. This one I got for 20 cents. I have not watched this one yet. Iron Man 3, if anybody's seen it. This one, not a lot of people liked. It's alright. It's not the best movie I've seen. But The Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp and Armie Hammer. It's alright. It's I guess you can say it's worth a watch. This one reminds me of Cars, and it's based off of Cars, I guess you want to call it, and that's Disney's Planes. It was alright. I like Cars a little bit better. Actually, the first Cars. Cars 2 I didn't really like. This one is about planes, and it's a crop duster, this guy that enters into this like big race that they have with all these different planes, and he comes out of nowhere, and he's a good guy, and it's alright. This one, Romeo and Juliet, the story of Romeo and Juliet, but they're lawn gnomes, and they have 2 colors, the red ones and the blue ones, almost like the Capulets and the other, I forget the family, don't judge. But Romeo and Juliet. And this one was alright. Frank and Weenie, where the kid has pretty much, it seems like the dog is his only friend. He ends up the dog ends up getting hit by a car and dies, and this kid's all into science, so he ends up finding a way to bring him back, almost like Frankenstein. And now the dogs have like a dead dog, and he's trying to keep it under wraps. It's alright. It's definitely worth a watch. These here, I really didn't like this movie. It was a little bit out there. I didn't like it. Walking with the Dinosaurs, I was expecting a little bit more. I didn't like it too much. One of the reviews I did this, Cinderella Man, the 2000s, best of the decade. It was a good. I like the transfer on it. This one was alright. Anchorman 2. I did a review on this one. This one I picked up recently. It was nominated for one of the what was it? No, I can't even think. The recent awards that came on, Emmys. No, was it the Emmys? I forget, honestly. But that's the Dallas Buyers Club. It's got Matthew McConaughey in it. It's about him contracting AIDS and him finding out anything that he can on this disease. He finds all these different treatments that the doctors and hospitals aren't giving you, and he buys those, and he pretty much helps out all these other people with AIDS, but on his own right. And then the FBI and stuff get wind of this, and they go after him because now he's using all these drugs that are not condoned or legal in the U.S. just because they haven't been tested, but he's been doing all these tests and everything. It's definitely an interesting movie. It's got him, Matthew McConaughey, and Jared Leto, and Jennifer Garner in it. This one is definitely a watch. Very, it's a very not sore subject, but very, like, strong subject matter, but definitely a good movie. This one I got a few weeks ago. It was only $13 at Target. Turbo, about a snail that ends up becoming very quick, and he enters into like a NASCAR race, and yeah, I mean, that's all you can say about that. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller. It's all right. It's kind of slow and whatever. He works for what is it? Is it National Geographic? I think he works for as a writer, and it's just him, like a story on him and his like crazy like imagination kind of deal. There's parts where it breaks off from real life, and it's his imagination and back and forth. Sometimes it's a little hard to like follow, I guess. Maybe if we watch it again, the first time I watched it, it was kind of hard to follow, to tell which was his imagination and which wasn't, and whatever. It's an interesting movie. I think I gotta watch that one more time. It wasn't bad. It was just a little hard to follow. This one I did a review for, Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. This one I got for $13, The Wolverine. I was expecting a little bit more. This one I didn't really like too much. It doesn't follow the whole X-Men and everything. This one is just his backstory, I guess you want to call it. And it wasn't that interesting, actually, to follow. And it was alright, but I wouldn't put too much on it. I did a review for this, the Mark ones, or Paranormal Activity, the Mark ones, the 5th one. It's a little bit different than the other ones, but still on the same storyline kind of deal. These ones I got don't have slipcovers. Columbiana, really haven't checked that one out yet. I got that for $5 at Target. Walled In with Misha Barton. I gave a little review on that one. This one I recently picked up, $7.88 in the Walmart bin. Army of Darkness. The transfer's alright. I mean, it could be, I guess, a little bit better, but the transfer's pretty good from the actual DVD. This one I haven't checked out yet, The Gray. I heard good things about it, about Liam Neeson and his team getting stuck in the snow, and they go against wolves, I'm pretty sure. I remember hearing about this and finally picking it up, but still haven't watched it. Haywire, with, who was in this one? Gina Carano, Ewan McGregor, Bill Paxton, Channing Tatum. Haven't watched this one yet, if anybody knows anything. And this one, August, Osage County. I did a review. This one's pretty much like about a crazy family and their story and everything. This one I really couldn't get through. It's kind of too long and too boring, and maybe if I watch it again, but it's definitely not my kind of movie, so maybe I'm not even going to watch it again. But that's Cloud Atlas with Halle Berry, Tom Hanks, Hugo Weaving. There's a good amount of people in here. It's just Didn't mean to drop it. I dropped it on the floor. Schindler's List. Classic. I don't really have to talk about that too much. This one's very intense. I did a review on it. 12 Years a Slave. This one won for Best Picture. And definitely a very intense movie about a guy that wasn't a slave before, ends up getting kidnapped and becoming a slave, and him going from like him trying to having to hide that he is like smarter than most, because I guess back then they didn't want anybody to, like, any slaves to know their alphabet or whatever, and he knows how to speak perfect and whatever. And I don't want to give it away if you haven't watched it. It's just definitely give it a chance. Bullet to the Head with Sylvester Stallone. Haven't gotten around to watch that yet. Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger, same thing. This is 40. I haven't watched this one either. There's a lot of movies I have to watch now that I'm going through all this. But this is 40. If anybody has seen those movies, let me know. This one is one of my newer favorite Disney movies, and that's Frozen, about the one sister having like powers of being able to freeze stuff. She becomes queen. They're like royalty. And then her secret gets out, and she pretty much runs away, and her sister's trying to find her. I don't want to give too much away. It's a good story too. A good Disney tale. This one, if you can find it cheap or whatever, some of the skits are funny, but movie 43, I got it for cheap, so I'm glad I did, because it wouldn't be worth much anything else. It's very short. Some of the like shorts that they have are funny. Some aren't. And this one's the Hunger Games Catching Fire, and the first one, it's like a double pack kind of deal, both on Blu-ray. I honestly didn't like the first one too much, and I haven't gotten around to see the second one. I heard the second one's a little bit better, but the first one wasn't as good as the hype. Expendables 2 is alright. I mean, I enjoyed the first one. It's almost like the first one. It just added a few more people. The World's End with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. It's like into that. I think it's the last one of their like series kind of deal. This one involves, instead of involving zombies, it involves robots. This one I'd say is definitely a watch, worth a watch. And that's Saving Mr. Banks with Tom Hanks and Emma Thomas. Or Thompson, or what is it? Emma Thompson. I apologize, not Thomas. Thompson. Gravity wasn't as good as it can get, I guess. The graphics are what's I think is worth, or that movie is really based on, is the graphics. Prisoners, I like this one. It stars Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, and no one else really big. But the Hugh Jackman's daughter and a friend get kidnapped, and Jake Gyllenhaal is the detective on the case. It's taken way too long, so Hugh Jackman kind of takes matters into his own hands, I guess you want to call it. Finds out a little bit of information, finds out that this one guy's in question, and he pretty much takes the law into his own hands. I don't want to give it away too much. I'd say this one is definitely a watch, worth a watch. And finally, this is another one that was nominated for Best Picture. It didn't win because of 12 Years a Slave, but it's still a really good one. It's a little bit too long. Definitely could cut out about half an hour of this movie, I think, with some scenes that just dragged on a little bit too long. It was a really good movie. It's based on a true story, and that's The Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio. I just think it's a bias that they just don't want him to win anything. He didn't win for Best Actor, or Best Movie, or Best Picture, or whatever. I think they're just biased against him. But The Wolf of Wall Street, about a guy that gets rich off of penny stocks and starts going crazy, starts doing drugs, and the whole stuff, I guess, when you become rich or when you have all this money, you just don't care anymore or whatever. But definitely worth a watch. So that right there was my recent couple months worth of Blu-ray pickups. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any insight on any of these movies, if you don't agree with some of the stuff I said, let me know in the comments section. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I might make a video. I might go out, depending on if I get any money or such. I might go out, buy a few movies, so I probably will have another update. So stick around to that. If you want to wish me a happy birthday tomorrow, feel free to do that. If you want to send me anything or anything like that, gifts are always welcome. But until the next time, I will see you.